I have always been interested in writing. From the earliest days of my childhood, I've loved the process of writing, and I wanted to be a great novelist or a great story writer of some kind, and maybe dabble in filmmaking as well. So all my life I've wanted to be a writer, but as I went through school, I found that the writing curricula that we used were extremely dry and dull, and it all but killed off my interest in writing. And so I would sort of go home and I would take refuge in writing stories for my brothers and sisters or for the literary magazine. But then when I was back in school doing more formal writing, it was like pulling my fingernails. And I found that as I went on, I became a writing instructor at a college level. And the kind of writing that we were asking the students to do, that was a big time of process writing in schools. And so we were emphasizing the process of writing, the brainstorming, the author's experiences, that kind of thing, but there was very little formality to the writing. And so they were the papers that we would be getting in at a college level were so substandard, you would have thought that they hadn't passed out of the fourth grade. It was really awful stuff. And I kept thinking, we're here at an elite school without a good writing and good writers. What's going wrong in the lower school? Well, I only had to look at my own experience, which was I felt that the writing that we had to do in school, this academic form of writing, was tedious and hard to get through. It was boring, and it actually killed off the love of writing. So when I helped to found the Oaks Academy, I looked around for a writing curriculum that would be suitable for students coming into a classical school. And I love the idea of a classical education because there is a lot of form and a lot of formality to classical education. It's trying to recapture what we've lost along the way in our public education and throughout the 20th century. But I didn't find a writing curriculum that captured both creativity and form. So there was something missing. There wasn't anything in between. The creative piece was often missing in writing curricula that were made for the classical schools. They oftentimes kept the ancient forms of writing, or they kept the four modes of discourse, which are narrative writing, expository writing, descriptive writing, and persuasive writing, but there wasn't anything of the author in them. There wasn't anything of the student in those pieces. And so it was form without substance. And then you turn and you looked at the writing curricula that were available in the public schools and to the broader audience of students, broader than classical education. And the kinds of writing that they were doing was very heavily process-oriented. So it was all about substance, but no form. And so I think the students were being let down in both ways. In classical schools, they got the form without the substance, and in the public schools, they got the substance without the form. And there is a happy marriage there that needs to happen, I think, in writing.